Hello everybody, my name is Kathleen, and here is my part. First, I will make an overview of my previous partner, and in her presentation, she introduces the origin and direction of the bandwidth research. And in my presentation, I will tend to focus on the nutrition level, especially discuss the income elasticity for the nutrition. And I have divided my presentation into 3 parts, and I will show the structure. I will start by introducing the background, and next I will focus on the experimental analysis. And to finish off, I will make a conclusion. Now let me turn to my first part. In the first part, I will make an introduction. Well, in the essay, the author chooses poor households in rural Kenya as a sample, and they use an approach which is unconditional cash transfers to study the effect of large income change on the food share of expenditure and the consumption of the calories. And then the author brings in a topic, which is this one. It is called the nutrition-based poverty trap. So what does it mean? It indicates that the poor do not have enough food or energy to be productive and thus to earn more. And as a result, undernutrition prevents the poor from rising out of the poverty. And the author points out that if households show a strong response to income changes regarding calorie consumption, the nutrition-based poverty trap is plausible. And as you know, this is why we need to consider the income elasticity, because it reflects the response to income change. And in addition to this, in this essay, it has extended in many aspects. I have made a comparison with the previous studies and find about 3 sides. I will show you about them. The first one is about the analysis approach, and the second one is about the weight survey, and the third one is about the price survey. As for the analysis approach, I found of this. So also use a new approach, which is randomized unconditional cash transfer instead of the cross-sectional estimate of the time series data and many other ways. And also I have found many other details. And then in terms of the price survey and the weight survey, there are several advantages. For example, these 2 surveys can allow to make cautious statements with great confidence than was possible in previous studies. And also it can deal with the possibility of the general equilibrium effects, which is that if the program is substantial enough to generate significant variation in expenditure, it may also be large enough to move local prices. And here I have listed about 5 merits, and you can have a look. Well, we all know that empirical analysis is crucial to support points. So let us now turn to my next part, which is experimental analysis. To begin with, I will describe about the research objects and the survey models. The samples comes from 60 villages in Rwanda, and half of them were chosen to be treatment households, and the other half were control households. And meaning-wise, there are 2 transfer ways. One is transferring as a lump sum amount, and another is the transferring as a series of 9 monthly installments. And they also use the household survey models, which focused on the expenditure of the 99 foods. And based on this, the experiment began, and I will show you about the analysis. The experiment focused on about 6 aspects. The first one is about this. It is about the almost ideal demand specification using a cross-village variation in treatment. And here is the equation. And also you know that they use in this analysis use an instrumental variable approach to estimating the elasticity. And because we need to compare the results to a cross-sectional analysis, so we need to compute the elasticity as follows. I will give you the equation. It is about this one, and this one is to compute the elasticity. And now, in the second estimation, it is about the within village analysis in levels. In this, they restrict the sample to treatment villages and study households that received the treatment and within village control households. And here is the equation. And the third, it focused on the within village analysis in first differences. Yes, the first difference is a good approach to improve the precision of the research. And first, it is about the across village analysis without price control. This is the equation. They use a cross-village comparison to discuss whether general equilibrium effects through prices are important. And next, it is about the differences across treatment arms. So, what is treatment arms? I will give you an example. The treatment arms, maybe it is about the impact of transfer timing and frequency is important to determine the existence of saving constraints. This is one of the treatment arms. And here, here they based on the 4 specifications described in the previous sections and estimate the differences between the treatment arms. And finally, on the basis of these limitations that I described above, we can see the equations as follows. And these equations help to study the elasticity for the nutrients. Well, based on all of the equations I have described, now to sum up the following results that we can get, I will show you about them. First, I will show you about the table 1. The column from 1 to 3, it shows results from estimating the AIDS in levels and across villages, which using the equation of 1. And the column from 4 to 6 shows the analogous results of the within village analysis, and we find income elasticity about it is about the 0.78, which is below than the unity. And we also find income elasticity is lower than of the expenditure, with an estimate of 0.6. And the protein, it is about 1.291, and this is higher than the unity. And then let us turn to the table 3. In this table, it reports the p-values of the consumption of the estimates shown in table 1 and table 2 to each other. And the conclusion is interesting. The conclusion shows that the consumption between the 2 tables has little differences. And finally, they made some comparisons, and we can see that From the column from 1 to 3, it is about the comparison between the female and male. And the column from 4 to 6, it is about the comparison between the monthly of the lump sum transfer. And the column from 7 to 9, it is about a comparison between the large and small transfer. And the results demonstrate that this comparison also presents a little significant differences. Well, based on the results, finally, I'm going to my last part. I will make a conclusion about my presentation. Here I will show you my conclusion. In this essay, we find the expenditure and the calorie elasticity at 0.78 and 0.6, which are still substantial below unity. However, the calorie elasticity for protein is larger than the unity. And these findings are relevant to the debate around the nutrition-based poverty trap, and we can conclude that. Because this calorie elasticity are too small for the poverty trap, so it is hard to say that the poverty trap is plausible. And which means that in this paper, it seems that it is difficult to demonstrate whether poverty trap is possible. So maybe it needs the further research to find out the conclusions. And this is my presentation. And in the next section, my partner will give another example of occur to show that how poverty can be influenced by bandwidth and give us a conclusion on the relationship. Thank you for your listening.